This podcast is part of the A3K network. For more information, visit www.anime3000.com.
Everybody, welcome to an episode of Crime Scene Investigations. I'm your host, Kate, otherwise known as Narataki.
And I am Alan, otherwise known as Hisui, and we have a bunch of guests with us who are here at Otakon 2011.
It is Friday night at around 10 p.m. Everybody introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Basil. I'm from the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome.
This is Kevin, also from the OSMcast.
Pat's from Insert Disc.
And Carl from Ogue Maniacs.
So we are just hanging out. We just got out of Otaku Game Show, where Al was a
Contestant.
I strongly took fourth place.
Out of 4.
Al was a challenger.
Hey, you got up there, and that says a lot.
Yeah, there were so many people in that line for the qualifications.
I could only answer like 3 questions on the qualification test. So.
I answered all the questions. Now, whether they were right or wrong. For example, one of them was like, match these instruments to these characters. I wrote, nah. They're probably all just in their room eating cake instead of playing. Oh, wait, that's K-On! My bad.
What were the questions like?
There were a few multiple choice questions like, there is a fake songstress in Gundam Seed Destiny. Who is she pretending to be?
Oh, okay.
One of them was, who is Toru Honda's mother in Fruit Baskets? What team is the girl on that the main character from The World God Only Knows tries to seduce? What team is she on?
So how many questions was the qualification?
20?
15.
So, and there was a huge line. So Al answered so many correctly that he got to be part of the game show. And you got tons of prizes anyway. What did you get if you win?
Oh, if you won, you got the shameful body pillow.
Oh, so it's almost good that you didn't win.
What was the body pillow of?
Yeah, just you know, because we were just curious.
I know it was not of Saber. Thereby, I did not feel bad that I did not win.
Okay, guy or girl?
Girl.
I don't care anymore.
It was not, Carl, do not worry, it was not the Akagi body pillow. You did not miss out.
Okay, there's also a Shizuo and Izaya hug pillow in the dealer's room.
What about Maria?
Maria Holic, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, could have been. Then it could go for guys or girls.
And then if you flipped in your mind, it could be his sister, and then be okay.
Just look at it in the mirror.
Yes.
This has already reached new levels.
And I want to just pat myself on the back because I was in the top audience scores for both rounds.
Well, I got second in the first round.
I know, you totally beat me.
So how did that work? Because I got in late. So how did they do that?
They gave you sheets when you walked in. Did you get one of those, like the survey sheets?
No, I came in like 20 minutes late. So.
Oh, okay. So they gave you a sheet, but they also explained it, and you use your cell phone and you text to this number that they give you, and then it you set up an account, and it you give it your login name, and then thereafter you just put in 1 through 4 and send it whenever they ask the question. Then you send it in.
And also, if you had a web-enabled device, you could also play through the internet.
That was really cool because I've seen game shows done at anime cons, but I've never seen that level of audience participation in a game show.
I've seen something similar to it, which is I've never been, but I watched the YouTube video of the Dungeons and Dragons game from PAX, and that's how they determined. Every so often there'd be an audience participation section, like where should the party go, and they could text their answers in.
They actually tried to do this last year too. They had a lot of problems last year. None of them this year, which was really awesome. It seemed like it worked perfectly fine. It basically the audience participation part fell apart really quick last time, so
probably this time they just made it up so that you just get to feel good.
Oh, they just pick random things. It was a lot of fun. I had never been before, and this was a really great experience of it. I wasn't really expecting that. It was kind of high level. You could use your cell phone and play along, and it was really fun. And I can't believe actually how many music questions I got right, since I suck at that.
Yeah, I was surprised that I got any music questions at all. but I knew that I had to get the Utena one. That is the only one. As long as I got that one, I was fine with my participation. And I got the question right, which used the Fate Stay Night picture, so I was all good.
There's one other question worth mentioning, and that was the one that Carl got. So, for a couple of the questions, it was shower scenes, and you had to guess what character it was in the shower scene. It was a still shot before they even started moving anything.
Just the shower head.
Just the shower head. And Carl shouts out Chun-Li.
And he was right.
And somehow you didn't get it.
I didn't recognize her without the buns.
Nobody got
She had the oh, you mean
No,
on her
I
head?
Like, as soon as I saw, like, not the shower head, but, like, the scene afterward, where they had where they pan up from, like, windowsill.
So for me, it's the scene transitions, the way they fade in and out of from each
Yeah,
other.
right.
Yeah.
That was the first time I just had a really good educated guess, and as soon as they started showing it, I knew it.
It's right for the badass Chun-Li Vega fight. I mean, I don't know how you can miss it.
The only good part of that movie.
No. I'll tell you all the good parts of the movie. When Ryu fights Sagat, when Zangief fights Blanca, when Ryu and Ken fight M. Bison, when Balrog fights E. Honda. So it's all fighting.
And the time when the Alice in Chains song comes out, because I love Alice in Chains. Wait, that was a dub version. Anyways.
But it was fun. I lost, but I still had a good time. And I had to pause to go to the bathroom, and I'm sure that made many people laugh.
It was suspenseful. I hope it was as suspenseful for you as it was for us.
Was it number 1? Was it number 2? We didn't know.
We had to answer while you were gone. Actually,
I picked 4.
4. That's the thing. Whatever. Both. Neither.
It was porn. That's a scary thing.
Yeah. The categories were fun. They seem to use that sort of there's that Xbox game or PlayStation 2 game that you can buzz in.
Yeah,
Is it called Buzz?
Yeah, it looked to be Buzz controllers. Yeah.
It was.
Okay, yeah. So I thought, and that worked really well too. At least they didn't make you guys answer questions aloud, or I don't know. It just would have taken a really long time. So I think it helped keeping it moving along.
You can tell they thought this through a lot and planned it really well, just because of how well it worked out. And they probably learned a lot from last year, for that matter.
Oh, that dadgum last question.
That was too easy.
Yeah, that was easy.
It was too easy, and it was an internet meme, not like an actual anime or manga question.
True.
I would need to complain about the lack of actual giant robot questions.
Yep.
There's a question about giant robo, but
And there was a ride back question. There were no questions involving robots, really.
True.
You think character theme one would be Majin Gazette or something like that.
Or Gal Gaga or something.
Yeah, just ga.
I think it's maybe just a really sad comment on, most people's tendencies and what they watch nowadays. Just unfortunately, the mecha anime genre is just something that, Gundam keeps it, alive, but it's...
Could have thrown in some Star Driver questions. That was recent.
Or non-shower Code Geass question that could have.
Yeah.
I would like to see how many people actually got the giant robo question right, just because that was pretty quiet when that one went up there.
And it's a good thing you answered correctly, because I told Kevin I was going to disown you if you didn't get that right.
I wish they had shown more often what the percentage was for the audience, because on those last questions, on the last question in the category, they would then pick an audience member who got it right who would get a prize, and they'd show the percentage of how many people answered correctly. I wish they would have shown that more, because it was curiosity. Okay, so besides the Otaku Game Show, which ended up being a random highlight for me that I didn't even plan on going to until Al was a participant on, what did everybody else like about Friday? Any problems or any fantastic moments that stand out for Friday Otakon?
That was a panel that never was.
What does that mean?
Was it the Rolling Tones panel?
Yeah,
No. What happened to him?
Well, first, if we're going to do it chronologically here, the first panel I went to was this, no-name group that talked about manga for, an hour.
They're probably dicks.
Which is the Reverse Thieves Best Manga You've Never Heard Of panel, which went off really well. Really well. And I had to abuse my press privileges just to get in.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I am so glad to hear that you had to abuse people to see us.
I had to wait for someone to leave to abuse my press pass.
Because there was a small line, and they're like, well, they have to go because they're press. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Suck it.
So then with Rolling Celts,
Yeah. Then after that, we wandered over with Gerald from Navy to go check this World and Celts panel. Mostly because we just wanted to make sure we were there for Daryl's Remembering Satoshi Kon panel. And we get there, and their panel, he never showed up.
We don't know what happened to him.
I heard maybe his flight had issues or something like that. That's what I heard.
He was at his next panel, so...
Yeah, I don't understand. He was here, or he had arrived, but I don't know. I don't know the details.
I was blaming it on hookers and blow. I could be wrong. I probably am.
Is that what Hayao Miyazaki is now?
Probably. I mean, he might have supplied the blow. I don't know. I'm not speaking in any official manner here. I'm not a...
He could probably hook you up with some Takarazuka singers if you asked Miyazaki.
I was about to say, if it was the niche, then the cookers and Coke would have definitely been involved.
Oh man, the whole audience would have gotten it if that were the case. That would have been the best panel ever. But instead, there really was no panel. And then Daryl was like, bump this, I'm showing goofy clips until my panel. And the clips were pretty goofy.
Indeed.
Good to hear.
Pretty goofy.
Well, Macho Man Randy Savage versus Harvey the Wonder Hamster will forever stand out in my mind.
Oh, is that from the Weird Al show?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I don't know if it's my highlight, but I went to the Madoka Magica showing. Magica, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it was the English, official English release premiere of the show. They showed the first 3 episodes, and for anyone who's seen the show, they know that those are 3 very important episodes, a good place to stop off to entice the viewer to keep going in. Buy DVDs. By all of them, sponsored by Aniplex.
By Aniplex products.
Was it subbed or dubbed that they showed? Okay.
Subbed. And I had already seen the show. I've seen the entire show already, so I was more curious, right, to see who was attending. And of course, there are Madoka fans already. There were a bunch who were in cosplay, dressed as all the characters pretty much you can think of, including Kyubey. But based on audience reaction of when they cheered, it felt very much like a lot of the audience did not actually, like, they've never seen it before. Like, they cheered at the moments. Not that a fan who is savvy to everything would cheer, but the things like cool action scenes, the first time a girl transforms, stuff like that. And so I think it has a chance, at least in the con audience, to build a good fan base.
The important thing to note is they are going to dub it too.
Oh yeah,
which is pretty cool. I wonder why, but it's cool.
I hope they pronounce "mommy" as "mammy."
Or just May.
Like
let's just
from Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
Mammy. Or to make the audience note her big memories.
Maybe they just go all the way and just do completely crappy, like freaking, like totally English it up. You know, make Mommy May, Madoka Mary. They just really, really screw it up. But what I really want to know is, did they announce any pricing yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, we get them Blu-rays.
Well, I did not attend the Aniplex panel, so I have no idea. But
okay.
Did anyone do that?
I didn't go to the Aniplex panel. I didn't see anyone mention it that did go. It's Aniplex, so I bet around the same prices that Durarara were at, which I know that was singles, but I don't know how much they were.
But my big worry is that they price this thing out the ass and no one's going to buy it.
I guess it depends on whether or not they box it all together, or if they split it up, because it's only 12 episodes, or...
Yeah, I'd do it as one box,
like
but I don't know.
They need to see what Funimation's doing with their sets and just follow suit. If they try to price it any higher, unless it's like $5 higher, you know, they're not going to buy it.
The thing about Aniplex, though, is their stuff is pretty much on sale on Bandai's website and Right Stuff and at cons. So, and they're very Japanese in their pricing structure, so I don't know what we're going to see.
So, I have to point out, this doesn't do with price, but that Japanese lady they have for Aniplex gets increasingly, I don't use the word adorable, but she greeted the audience with, "What up?" And then she went straight into the Japanese accented English, but at least she's learning. She's learning to use more real American slang.
Did you hear the podcast, what I found out about her?
Oh, I think so. Is she like the only employee ever or something like that?
She's like the highest level employee in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
Because you think that she's some low-level PR lady, but she is basically, unless you go to Japan, she is the highest level Aniplex employee. I learned that from James Liu.
Well, speaking of saying what up, I met Daryl Surratt did his Remembering Satoshi Kon panel, and it was very nice. He did a very good overview of all his works. He also brought in like his various his inspirations, why he did the things that he did, and it was really well done.
I had saw his Daryl did the panel with Evan, and I think the best for me, the best inclusion was all the little snippets of Satoshi Kon's old manga.
Yeah.
Because that's like one of the things that you don't see a lot of.
is that he was a mangaka before, he started doing this whole anime thing. And we mentioned one of the series apparently is coming to the U.S. somehow, and I really want to read that now.
Also, what's really, really interesting is how connected he is to big names. Like, he worked with Katsuhiro Otomo, he worked with Mamoru Oshii. Like, maybe not very well to Mamoru Oshii all the time, because one thing that I found interesting was that they worked on what's among the other Wings of 5
bajillion wings.
Seraphim.
Yeah, Seraphim.
Something wings.
Lots of wings, and apparently they had some creative differences.
666533336, something like that.
They had some creative differences having to do with the amount of dialogue and exposition that were involved. You can guess
which one of them was trying to put more exposition and dialogue in there.
Yeah.
And best it counts.
I just like that Satoshi Kon directed one episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of information, but it wasn't a panel if you hadn't known about Satoshi Kon. It wasn't really an introduction to him. It was really about, like, celebrating him.
I think Daryl would have gone to explain him a little more if he hadn't said, hey, does everyone know who Satoshi Kon is? And everyone waves their hand. So,
I mean, it made me want to cry at the end when, like, he shows him, and said, and he just talks about him passing away. It was so sad.
Quote and
I was getting teary.
Yeah, I was too. I was like, oh man, this is awful.
We're going to go to the dealer's group and buy everything he ever made.
Except it's all out of print.
Damn it.
Paprika's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paprika's not.
That's the only one you can still...
Million Actresses Have Print. Man, I've been wanting
It's actually the one I need to see. It's Paprika, so I guess I'm good.
Random little story that Evan will probably tell on his own podcast, but Evan got a little interview with him. No, Mariyama, yes, thank you, Pats. The head of Madhouse, and he asked him, so what's the progress on the Dream Machine? And the head of Madhouse said it's really hard for him to talk about it, but they're progressed because it means so much to him, because this is like the only thing left he can do for his friend who has passed away. So he says they're making all the progress they can, and no matter what he has to do, he will make sure that his friend gets that last tribute. But yeah, it's still emotionally powerful for him to just even talk about that.
Mariyama's really a great guy. Like, I don't think sometimes when you talk about Otakon guests, we do Mariyama enough justice, because he comes pretty much every year, and if you think about it, he's probably one of the most fantastic guests to appear. Like, he is literally the producer of Madhouse, which is a studio that's been around since the early 70s or something like that. Produced a lot of works, like... Yeah,
they have their library is really big. They produce a lot every year. It's not like a little otaku studio, They do a lot of stuff.
So, like, his knowledge of, like, how the industry has come and gone is super, super high level. Like, if you can ever attend his panels while he's still alive, stay alive, Mariyama.
Forever
and ever and ever. It is always a treasure trove of really good information. Even when he's just answering, is there going to be another season of Kaiji? He made it happen. That's what I'm saying.
And you can even ask him questions if you just go to his autograph sessions. Like, he'll answer. He's really, really friendly. He's happy to answer anything.
And to steal another story from Evan, at the end of the interview, because Evan showed such an interest in Satoshi Kon, he gave him this little candy that had a little Satoshi Kon sketch face on it. And if you slice it, any slice you made in the candy still had the Satoshi Kon little drawing face on it.
The first time I was here, when I went to one of Mariyama's panels, which was a couple years ago, I'll never forget, because I just asked him a question about changes in animation from hand-drawn to digital. He went on for a solid 20 minutes at least, just talking about it, and you could tell he could have gone on forever. And it was pretty much at that moment that I was like, damn, I should have been everywhere this man was the entire weekend, because he really is that guy that you can ask any question about almost any topic, and he can give you a real answer about it.
The translator probably had trouble with that. Like, talking for 20 minutes.
He has the privilege of being an old anime creator, because they're the guys who can give you the real answers and not have to worry about the kind of Japanese politeness of, having to give the most PC, company happy answer. He can give you the real answer and not have to worry about it.
That's what makes me really sad that, like, they're pitting him against the Makoto Shinkai movie. Was it Kodomo no Omoro or something like that?
No, Hoshi no
Kodomo. They're putting him and Ishiguro, who was the director of, like, Macross and Legend of Galactic Heroes, against that movie, and it's really a shame because it's kind of like it's almost like pitting new versus old, and that's not really fair to either of them.
It's also pitting awesome against awesome.
Yes.
Where it's like, I want to do all of these things, but I'm going to have to choose. And I don't want to choose.
How do you choose, honestly?
But also, I think normally Otakon makes the smart decision by putting two big events on top of each other because 20,000 people can't go to whatever.
It'll split the crowd.
But in this case, Ishiguro and Maruyama never get a crowd anyway, so now you're even diminishing the amount of people that can go to their panel because they don't get a packed house. Even if nothing else was going on, they wouldn't have a packed house.
Also, I think the same people who go to this new premiere are the same people who would go to those two panels. Like, I think they're taking the same fan base who wants to go do both of these things, and they're splitting that fan base apart.
It's not like they put the K-On! Concert up against the new Shinkai movie.
Or even putting Trigun against these two Q&As. I think that would make more sense, because Trigun's much more of a general U.S. anime fans thing they want to go do, whereas I think the new Shinkai film is going to be the little bit more hardcore who's really interested in the art of anime.
I think it'll still be a pretty close to packed house just because it's a premiere and people love premieres. I mean, Space Show had a close to packed house and that sucked, so.
And nobody knew what that was.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure most people knew. I mean, I wasn't even totally sure when I went to see that what it was, so.
And not only that, but I hear the autograph line for Makoto Shinkai was huge and, like, took forever to get through, and so if all those people go to see it, like, I think that's obviously the video room can hold many more people, but I think that's kind of a good indicator of a guarantee that room will be completely packed.
Well, I can speak to the Shinkai waiting in line because my ticket was for $4.45, and then I get in this huge line, and I stood in that line for 2 hours more to get his signature.
Basically, your ticket was to get in line
at that time. Yeah, essentially. And, like, it was totally worth it. He was the nicest guy ever. He was like, he personalized every autograph. He, shook your hand, asked you where you were from, and if you were going to go see his new movie. Like, of course we're going to go see it. We're right freaking here. Like, getting you to sign stuff, of course we're going to go see it. And then he'd ask you what your favorite, film was. He was, like, really gracious and took pictures with everybody. I mean, that's why it took so long, because he was, like, spending time with every single fan. But that's what you get, too. That was worthwhile.
On the flip side, I went to Maruyama's autograph thing, and I was the only person in the room.
Oh, my gosh.
Literally. Like, I walked in, and there was, like, a guy at a table, and then there was him and his translator, and I was just like, can I walk up? And I walked up, but I didn't know if it was actually going on, because
it's like, maybe I'm early or something.
I think it's worth mentioning that it wasn't in the room that was listed, so that obviously can have an effect, because I walked up to multiple staffers, and all of them said, I don't know. When I asked them, hey, where did this guy go? He's kind of a guest.
Well, he does have a tendency to disappear and do whatever he wants.
He's a very small man, too. He can probably be very sneaky. Yeah, when I got there, I just was like, oh man. You get a line and wait 2 hours for one guy. The other guy, I got to walk up and say hi by myself.
Yeah. But both were worthwhile.
Yeah.
I will note that the Macros director, what's his name?
Yeah, Ishiguro.
He had a decent sized line.
Yes.
It was more than I was expecting it to be, definitely.
Not yet.
Did, now.
I would say one last thing about Maruyama is that he's worked on so many Madhouse shows that if you just pick a Madhouse DVD, there's a good chance you can break them. Like, oh, I remember this. I saw a guy bringing a Super Robot art book, and it was from a show called Chojin Sentai Barata, and that show is such an obscure 70s robot show that nobody knows. He's like, oh, Natsukashi, or whatever the heck. So just press your luck, basically.
Man, they've been an excellent transition to talking about the game show.
Well, we talked about the game show.
I will talk about the least popular panel that me and Carl went to, which was the Angel Scanties panel.
Angel Scanties, yeah. Okay, so as far as I know, the basic premise of what they're trying to promote is a story about idols, angel idols, devil idols, and human idols kind of competing against each other at Juilliard High School, music school, which I think is reference to Juilliard Music School, but this thing isn't even an anime yet. It's not even here it is, America. They haven't even officially gotten people to I think, properly funded in Japan. So they're actually just like showing design sketches and stuff.
It's like a pitch right now.
Yeah, exactly. They have enough animation to make girls do like a dancing animation GIF. And music.
And they didn't even have a composer signed up yet. Almost all the lyrics were done by Ishiguro.
Yeah. So they did say that they were recording composers here, and I know at least one composer who's here, which was Nobuo Uematsu.
So you're saying that there's this possible show
About idols.
that are angels and devils and humans, but Ishiguro's working on it.
And possibly Nobuo Uematsu.
I was not sold until you said Ishiguro.
I know, right?
and now it's like, I will try that. Normally I'll be like, oh hell no, this sounds terrible. But
It
now
might still be terrible.
It might still be terrible, but it might be amazingly terrible.
Like the show is so preliminary. Ask them who's the character designer on this, because it has these really like familiar, like kind of like cute girl character designs. And Ishiguro's response, who by the way was just in the audience filming the panel, he was just like an art lab employee. I can't tell you yet, and also the character designs might change. Like they might just get a new character designer. So this is super early.
Wow.
Yes.
This could be horrible or awesome. I mean, I don't think he knows what moe is, and it sounds like a moe show. And this could be weird.
You know what's horrible or awesome? The English.
Oh, there is some Kaji at the beginning of Evangelion 2.0 level Japanese person trying to speak English because they decided to like really ingratiate themselves to the English audience by doing a whole scene in English, and it was quite spectacular.
Are we talking same level as the opening first episode of Giant Killing?
Yes.
Spectacular? Amazing.
No.
No, hey, that was not that bad.
That was actually like a guy possibly from England speaking English, but maybe just not acting very well. Oh, do you mean the woman talking, or the guy's actually speaking English?
Both. Like, I could barely understand a word he was saying.
I think that's just bad acting, and that's like bad English. But yeah, like it was all like, how do I put it? I am debut. I love to sing. That kind of thing.
And they were stuttering because they obviously had it out phonetically,
Yeah.
but so they would kind of... It was like the first time they were given a bunch of cue cards with phonetic writing on it, and they didn't know what any of it meant. So you're tripping over it even more, because if you know, as I understand, one of the problems with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and why some of the acting sounds bad is some of the actors didn't know the dialect of Chinese that they were speaking, so they were just basically given phonetic cue cards and were just spouting out their lines.
Though I will say that the voice actors they got from were pretty good. Like like two of them are pretty young. They're just like really cute girl voice actors, and this other voice actress, she was supposed to be this headmaster, school principal, who's able to turn to a 14-year-old girl as well, or something like that. And she was able to do both ones pretty well. I think also her English was actually the best. I'm not sure why, but she seemed to be the most confident in using it.
Older?
Like she was like
she's an older person.
I think she's like 40 or something like that. So 40, maybe like mid-40s, late 40s.
I did notice that the girl, I don't remember her name, but the one who played the white Baka Ranger from Level E, she was really proud of her English, but she wasn't as strong as the older lady. She just seemed to really like speaking in English.
Well, enthusiasm counts for something.
At least she was earnest. Kind of like the people who were running the Mega Man panel.
Oh, I didn't intend that. How was that?
It was...
They're in denial.
Like, it was... I felt it was very much like a wake. They were not there to lament the loss of Mega Man, but to celebrate his life up to that point.
Oh, God.
And so they really went out of their way to find, like, all these, like, random weird bits of Mega Man you've probably never seen.
Yeah.
Like the Wonderwan version, where you actually put the Wonder Swan up on its side
That
to actually...
sucks.
Like, the Mega Man kart racer, the Mega Man PC strategy game.
It only came out in Taiwan.
Yeah, like these things that you would never have thought about.
Did they show the Mega Man PC games, like the really bad ones that were made by like that random American company? Oh, it was for Japan only or something like that?
It was for America, so I actually played it when I was a kid. But no, they did not show those. But they showed some of the different Battle Network games we never got. And at the very end, they talked about Mega Man Legends 3, and everyone got sad. And one guy was like, "Man, screw you, Capcom. I'm not buying another one of your games, except for Assure's Wrath." Yeah.
And then you guys all cried on each other's shoulders and held each other.
Now that guy was stinky. Like I wasn't.
Weird, because that sounds like exactly what I said.
So that wasn't you, though.
It wasn't to me. I missed
no.
the panel.
Actually,
I really wanted to go to it because it was, I was convinced it was going to be funny. Because I was expecting it to be like horribly depressed the whole time, with everybody just lamenting
Well,
the fact that there's not a single Mega Man game, as far as we know, in development right now.
Yeah, well, they did implore us to go like to some Facebook site to like about trying to keep the game going, and to go to the developers site, which is apparently still active, and to, like try to show support by making accounts there. And that's why I said they're in denial. It's dead. They don't want to admit it. I'd love to be proved wrong, though.
Because it's basically like a company going and saying, we're gonna finally give you the one thing that everyone's always wanted, but no one's ever hoped to ever get again. Like a sequel to your favorite movie ever, blah, 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 blah. A sequel to your favorite show ever. And then starting it, showing you what they've done, and they go, never mind. For me, it was like a huge slap in the face. I was really pissed about it
Still are.
Still really pissed about it, yeah.
It's like what if they announced for Al Late Night with Saber O'Brien, starring Saber, and at the very end, Jay Leno got it anyways.
Who is Saber's Andy Richter, by the way?
It is definitely Rin.
Let's see.
Does Shiro lead the band then, or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Music is played if it is on an instrument.
Robot Magical Girl Who Fights Crime. One good thing about Mega Man that I did see is actually I saw a girl cosplaying as Heat Man, which is I think a really weird thing. Like she was actually out of costume at the time, but it's a Mega Man 2 boss who's basically based on the Zippo lighter, and she had like the box like on top there. She had these like red things so she could slip onto her forearms and to essentially look like Heat Man. She even made a helmet, and that's really impressive. Like you don't really often see cosplay of the individual Mega Man bosses, and Heat Man's a really good choice, I think.
Can I be totally unfair to a panel?
Sure.
I went for about 10 minutes to the Journey Through Clamp panel. There was one thing I was really wanting to see, which is I was really hoping that it was like real exploration of Clamp, because I've always wanted to see Clamp's Doujinshi, how they did JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Doujinshi, which Wish is based on.
I'm still looking for the Devilman and Satan Yaoi Doujinshi from Clamp.
And I know they did a bunch.
Wow.
And I know they've done a bunch of like baseball, like early, like classic baseball series doujin. But essentially, they played Clamp in Wonderland 2, and then it was a discussion panel where basically people were like, "This is my favorite Clamp thing," and like I'm sure that everybody in that panel had a great time just like mentioning their like favorite, Clamp moments and what they thought about these characters and stuff like that. But I just was like, I'm not that big into Clamp to find this super cool.
Wait, which show did they show?
They played Clamp in Wonderland 2, like this music video that had...
Okay. So I
There's
was,
like a bunch of characters.
I was really hoping it was a new sequel to Miyuki-chan, one that I didn't know about.
Sadly, no. Although, if you find the manga, there's a lot more. But, yeah, even the Barbarella world.
I don't actually want to read more of it. I'd just like to know the fact that they've actually made another one.
I wish there was more animation. I wish there was. That is always good to go over at the local anime club.
Do you know what the spread of like Clamp fandom was like? Like what titles were mentioned most frequently as favorites? Like was there a division between like New School Clamp and Old School Clamp?
I did know that because during Clamp in Wonderland, they had all the Clamp titles, and people, cheered for stuff they liked. The thing that got the most cheers was Cardcaptor Sakura.
This is acceptable.
The second most was Tsubasa.
Yeah.
Ray Earth.
Okay.
And
This is like the mini panel, like the mini version of that panel right now.
Interestingly enough, maybe because it was at the beginning, Triple Xaholic got no reaction.
Oh.
I like
Any of their small titles like Legend of Qianglong and Legal Drug, pretty much no reaction from the audience.
What about X?
X, a little bit, but not as much as Real.
Well, F all you people.
What about Chobits?
Chobits got a bit of a reaction.
Damn, I was hoping for none.
It did
That
not.
would never happen.
It didn't get as much as a lot of other things, but it got some reaction. Like people definitely noticed it.
Angelic Claire.
Pretty much nothing.
Virginia.
Jesus.
Oh.
What?
Rick Vega?
Nothing.
Oh, those
I am
bastards!
offended. They probably didn't even. Oh,
They probably don't know what it is.
Well, I'm
Like,
only an old school
there's
Clamp fan.
two
so.
OAVs in the manga. I don't think it was ever published in the U.S. So
What? Yes, it was.
it was.
Yeah,
I
the whole
missed
thing.
that. Damn.
Actually, quick, Basil, do you like the Angelic Layer manga more or the anime more?
I only ever saw the anime, so I haven't read the manga.
Okay.
But I'd be
Yeah.
open to reading the manga.
The manga is basically, it's only 5 volumes. It is like much less dramatic, I'll say, than the anime.
Is the Rick Vega manga in print still? I need to track.
Oh wait,
this
I
down.
didn't say no. Wait. I didn't say that it was in print. You said was it
Damn it.
printed in English, and I said yes.
I know that Carol, my sister, really thought the manga ending was much stronger. She didn't like the anime ending.
I did not like the anime ending either. We're back on Angelic Layer, not Rick Vega.
Yeah.
My issue with Clamp is they tend to start a series strong, and then they go, ooh, shiny, and they go do something else for a bit, and then whatever they were doing originally sort of just falls apart, and it's like, oh, well, I guess I could be doing this other thing they're paying attention to now. It's like Gonzo, but more earnest.
Well, I've never seen a series go as far off the rails as Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, because oh my goodness.
We were just talking about that.
I'll mention things like evil clones, evil not fake clones, people split apart because the timeline changed and they had to magically rechange the timeline.
And people hiding as other people so that other people who were not in the people I just mentioned can't find them.
So Clamp, you just had to make Super Clamp Wars, but you didn't do that.
Another panel I attended only shortly was the Moe panel, Moe What? And I'm not going to say it turned out to be a bad panel because I left early. I don't want to give them an unfair shake of it. But from what I saw, the panel was basically for Moe fans. It was basically like, if you like Moe, let's kind of explore certain topics. And I think they mentioned at least one scholar, who's Patrick Galbraith, the guy dresses like Goku and Akihabara, and it was also a PhD at Todai. It felt very much like they would do is they ask questions like they had a list of characters, for example, who did well in the international Saimoi tournament. Most of them were tsundere characters. They mentioned like all these various traits. They basically tried to get the audience to participate, and a lot of times the audience, the best way to put it is they really wanted to be smart, and sometimes they were. They wanted to make Moe this very much this like thing you can analyze really like intelligently, and you can do so. I'm not saying I do it all the time, but it had this feeling of they didn't really want to tackle Moe so much as kind of
Revel in it.
yeah, revel in it, but in a very intelligent fashion. And again, I did not see the whole thing. I don't know if they mentioned like Azuma. They did mention the whole like theory of how the term Moe came from Hotaru from Sailor Moon because it's based on her name and like a pun based on it. But that's about as much as I saw.
Oh, I just want to quickly mention, because I don't want to diss those girls' panels, that the Clamp panel was not for me, but it was a discussion panel that people were totally into. The way they were asking questions to the audience and getting answers back, they were getting a lot of discussion, and everybody at the panel seemed to have fun. It just was not the panel that I had wanted to have, and so I left. But I don't want to be like, oh, they didn't know what they were doing. They were playing to the audience, and the audience was having a great time.
I kind of want to say, no, screw that, they were hacks, but I wasn't there. So,
Like, I don't believe in your version of Clam.
Another highlight of Otakon Friday was not Otakon at all, but Jimmy John's, the sandwich place that opened. I don't know when it opened. It was not here last year. Yesterday, when I walked by it, people can vouch for me. I just raised my arms, went woo, because Jimmy John's. I ate a lot of it in college, in undergraduate, and it was one of my favorite places to eat at in Pittsburgh. And to see one here made me very happy.
I will tell everybody here the best line that I heard all Friday. I was in the lobby, and there were a bunch of cosplayers and a bunch of older people also just randomly staying at the hotel. And a lady pointed to somebody and said, "Oh, I think there's a Scooby-Doo convention in town."
Oh.
And then a man turned to her and go, No, I saw Fred Flintstone here. You're obviously incorrect.
Though I did see a Daphne cosplayer at some point. They have.
Did you take a picture?
They just passed by. I couldn't.
Disappointment.
I still think that it's just the power of they might not have been they might have seen a Scooby-Doo, and they might have seen a Fred Flintstone, and that is not...
I saw Fred Flintstone,
I
so
saw
I
also-
know
I did.
that is true.
I will second this. I did see
I
one.
saw Velma, though, and a Shaggy, so...
Obviously, since
So now we understand why they were confused.
Otakon, the Hanna-Barbera convention.
Seen about 50 Doctor Who's, so, yeah.
I like that the lady's first impression was, oh, this is obviously a Scooby-Doo convention.
I can get behind that.
Obviously.
Wait, Pats, I want you to tell the audience the story you told us yesterday about the guy in the elevator.
All right, I'll tell the story. So me and Alan's roommate Shad went up to we're coming back to our hotel room from the lobby yesterday, and we get in and there's two other people. This guy is in the room in the elevator and says to his friend, "Yeah, I just went to pick up my badge. I made $60." Friend says, "How'd you make $60?" "I met this girl who needed a place to stay tonight."
But then you got off, so you didn't get to hear the rest of that.
He got off.
Oh, he got off.
Yeah.
You should have followed him.
I know, right?
With a police scanner.
All I can think is that girl's survival strategy is very poor.
Or maybe his is.
Yeah.
Like, well, we didn't see any, report this morning that, anyone was murdered in this hotel last night.
Well, honestly, if anyone was murdered last night, it would probably take a couple days.
Oh, okay.
Because...
So tomorrow, if...
Or it might just be one of those lasting effects, and you might have to go see a doctor for later.
Yeah.
But don't do that, people. If you're listening to this podcast, don't ever do that. That is bad.
I've heard more than one person say they had a reliable way to get into Baltimore, but not a way out. That's a bad idea.
I heard this from people we were hanging out with,
Yes.
which is more disturbing.
Yes, have an exit strategy. That's all I'm saying.
Always know how you're getting home from your con. And always
Especially
know
when it's
where
in
you're
Baltimore.
staying when you go to your con.
Baltimore is not a friendly place to be when there are not a lot of people around.
Anyone who watches The Wire will vouch for that.
Oh my god. I must have heard people invoke The Wire at least 10 times since I've gotten into Baltimore yesterday.
Well, it's a really good show.
And people keep saying that, and then right after that, and they say, and it's the only good thing about Baltimore.
Hey, Tupac Shakur went to school in Baltimore. That's another good thing.
And my old boss used to love to come to Baltimore to get crabs for his family.
Boy, that's great.
That sounds...
That
So
sounds
did
delightful.
everybody have a good Friday? I mean, I'm exhausted from standing in line, but otherwise, I was pretty pleased overall. No major issues or hassles.
The only thing that annoyed me the entire time is the same thing that's annoying every year, and that's people who stop in the middle of hallways to take pictures. Or just people who randomly stop for no particular reason.
to
They
look
just stop
around.
walking,
There's
and
a
then I'm right behind them.
There's a solution number one, you keep walking.
Oh, I do that.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I slammed right into this guy's book bag because he decided that he wanted to take a picture of a cosplayer right in the bottleneck hallway. I was like, no, you are not, sir. Bam!
Kevin can vouch that I have walked through at least 10 different photo shoots.
Especially in the dealer's room.
Because that's my Carl Williams. If you're in the dealer's room, you should not be taking pictures.
Period.
People are there to buy shit, so let them go do that. I don't care how awesome that costume is. You can find them later. This con's big. It might even be that big you'll never find them again, but I don't care. You shouldn't do it. That's bad con goers.
Speaking of the dealer's room, I did want to mention really quickly that I went down there to get Otakon merchandise, because if you buy Otakon merchandise, it goes to Japan Relief Effort, and I was really excited because there was a huge line to pay money for charity. I was very impressed. Good job, Otakon con-goers. I waited in line too, and they had really, really nice stuff, but I was pleased to see so many people donating to charity at this convention.
I've noticed that anime fans seem to be pretty giving when it comes to that sort of thing. I say this because at my local convention, HamaCon, we did a charity raffle, and this was, we made between 600 and 700 people total. We made almost between $1,000 and $5,000 worth of, and this is $1 a ticket charity stuff, for prizes.
Wow.
And,
That's really
for a small, even if it's over $1,000
Yeah.
bucks, that's really good for for only 600 people, for $1 a ticket. So
Yeah, I worked the raffle table for a little at the convention, and some people were just slamming down money and saying, "Oh, I don't need a ticket," or slamming down $20 and taking a ticket.
sorry, that's not an Otakon thing, but just overall, I've noticed anime fans seem to be generous when it comes to charity type stuff.
And I have to derail it. Have I made this joke before, or are you tired of this joke? Hammer con! Hammer! Hammer con! Hammer!
No one's ever made that joke before. Usually refer to pig stuff. Like, our con chair is actually really big into, like, steampunk, so I'm really, really worried it's going to turn into Steam Pig Con when I'm not looking.
That's why we have to go every year.
Al, should I follow with whenever there's a crime, so Chris is going to do time? Okay.
I appreciate you following up. Come on.
Okay.
Dealer's room was fun too, though. As usual, it's relatively... Oh, it's kind of annoying to wander around just because it's really crowded. You know, all the same issues. People stopping, people trying to take pictures, blah, blah, blah. But it was pretty cool anyway. The giant unicorn Gundam statue.
Oh, the life-size
Really?
Alphonse.
Really cool. Oh, yeah, the life-size Alphonse, too. Both really cool.
And your issues are also not really indicative of the dealer's room itself.
Yeah.
Because they have plenty of room for people to walk
Dealer room is
in the
huge.
dealer's room. And it's huge, but they didn't try to stuff it too much with people selling stuff. I mean, there was flow.
Yeah.
It's just, this is they're planning on the 30,000 people being in this convention. That dealer's room, no matter what you do, is just going to be packed.
Well, I thought that the convention was really packed today, more so than I feel on previous Fridays, so I'm wondering if numbers are going to be up. That was my impression today, was like, there seems to be a lot more people here than I'm used to on a Friday. And amazingly, when they said that they were going to open the doors at 8:30, it actually happened! I swear to God, this is the first year that has ever happened where the doors were actually open before the convention started. This is amazing.
And that's really important since you had a panel at 9 a.m.
Yeah, it was really important. And our panel was able to actually have all the people there because...
People could get in?
Yeah.
One thing I'm wondering about is what's going to happen when more and more people realize that the Hilton actually exists, because even, like, today, in the morning I heard someone go, "Oh, this is part of the convention center?" Like, they had no idea that Hilton was actually attached to the con, and it was actually part of the con. And I think more and more people realize that fact every year, so eventually there's going to be a point at which the Hilton maybe seems as packed as the Baltimore Convention Center, but that's also a good thing. That means that they'll be evenly distributed between the two.
I will mention one thing that I have enjoyed, and that is that I hear much less Marco, much less Polo, much less Butt Scratcher. I mean, I have heard all three, but compared to last year when they were epidemic, I'm glad to see that has calmed down a bit, or at least it's gone down a level.
Okay, I have to ask what this butt scratch thing is, because this is not something I've not heard of before.
Family Guy.
Family Guy, yes.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like a cutaway gag where, he's selling like peanuts, pretzels, and butt scratchers.
And then
it's like...
someone calls for a butt scratcher. He's like, butt scratcher here, butt scratcher there.
Okay, that's the first time I've ever heard about it in an anime con, so that's why I had to ask.
My God, they don't have that in the South?
Apparently not.
Apparently
You've
not.
escaped it!
Oh, we got Marco Polos, though, out
Let me
the
ask,
wazoo.
further up north, did they have Red Robins up there? The restaurant?
North of New York City.
Okay.
They used to have them in New York City.
The
They don't have
last
them anymore.
con I was at, which was Anime Mid-Atlantic, Red Robin has this little jingle, and it goes, "Red Robin, yum." I heard that more than anything else at this con.
So
People would
weird.
just shout out Red Robin, and then the rest of the crowd would go, "Yum." That was
Big
what I
Red
heard.
Robin fans there. Interesting. That is the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
But at AWA, the way the con hotel is set up, there's a lobby, and then all the floors for all the rooms shoot straight up. And you can see, like, the balconies for everything, just all the way up to the very top. So if you yell out Marco really loudly, it carries up to the highest floor.
Wow.
And then
It
people
echoes.
shout down from
Right.
all over.
It is the most goddamn annoying thing ever. And that's why they still will kick you
Yeah.
out of the con
I've seen
now.
people kicked
if you-
out of the cons
If you
for it.
even mutter those words.
Nice.
Either one. Like, they're like, no, we will not have that here.
One thing I did see here, in terms of those memes, was a chain. So someone would shout butt scratcher, and then that would call someone to shout Marco, and someone shout Polo, and it would just continue on like that. Though I think what I hope becomes a meme at Otakon is got some. Basically, there's this guy outside the convention center, this really muscular black guy who would sing a song and goes, "I got some ice cold water, only for $1." And sometimes we get an audience chorus going with him, but he is quite a character, and I see him again, and I hope he becomes an Otakon tradition.
I swear I heard people in the convention singing that.
I hope that does go tradition, but only at Otakon.
Yeah.
I hope it never spreads to anywhere else.
Right, like Red Robin will only
Yeah.
be the Mid-Atlantic.
You can be the only one that can deal with that. It's all yours.
Me and Ed Sizemore. One last thing about the convention that's worth mentioning is the art of Akira.
Oh man,
These guys in the Artist Alley, it's this guy, it's artofakira.com. He is bringing around his personal collection of cells from Akira.
And sketchboards.
And sketches and all sorts of stuff. It's an incredible collection for one person. And he's bringing it all over, so it's going to be at New York Comic Con, he said, and some other places. It was really, really cool. That was not something I even knew about, and just seeing it was a big surprise.
I'm disappointed that it was a big surprise, though, because it's kind of stuffed away in the Artist Alley, and it's like, this is amazing! I can't believe you've collected these cells, which are... He has serious, important cells from the movie, not just, like... random, like, shot here or there.
These are like, he paid real money for
Oh my
these
god, I
cells.
can't even imagine.
And we were just standing there, and I'm like, what's Art of Akira? And we just walk over there, and it's like, holy shit, look at what we're looking at.
Yeah, like, typically when you have people have cells that are part of, it's like somebody's arm, or like a head. These were just like full-on shots of
like keyframes.
Like transforming Tetsuo, and shots of the bike, and like really good elaborate backgrounds. It was...
And sketches that go with multiple cells.
I mean, yeah, that's like a lifetime's worth of work. Because this is not the type of cell that you find on eBay. Like, you would have to do real research to find stuff like this.
Then it's really, really, really cool that this guy's actually doing this.
Yeah.
And actually, like, look, guys, I know these are mine, but I want everyone to see this.
And that's what he said. And we went up to him, and he was like... It's like, it's really cool. And he's like, yeah, this is my collection, and other people should see this. It's art. So that's what he's doing.
Oh, and I did love he had, like, that Canada jacket replica.
Yes.
Like,
he had all sorts of Akira stuff. It was really, really cool.
And he said photography encouraged. You know, it's not like he doesn't want to hoard it for himself, even in terms of, like, only letting him have, like, copies of it. Like, obviously he's not going to let you scan or anything, but you can take as many photos as you want of all of the things.
Sadly, the cell I'm most proud of, and like the only super good cell I have, is a cell of Master Keaton appraising a bottle of wine.
I've never been able to get a proper cell, especially because like I've always been looking for like a Tomoyo cell from Card Captain Sakura, and those are like non-existent. Like all Card Captain Sakura cells are long gone by now, except for like someone's arm.
I'd say that Master Keaton, that's pretty good cell to have. I mean, I'm just saying.
And it's from the one where he's praising the bottle of wine, so it's a good episode. It's a strong one.
Go to that website, though, and if you go to one of those conventions he's at, go and check that stuff out. Because if you've seen that movie, it's a real thrill to see those cells.
okay, that's enough.
That's enough?
That's enough. Everybody say how awesome Otakon is, and good night. Do that.
Awesome.
Otakon is awesome! We're having a great time without you!
So awesome that it's a convention and I'm here with the animes and the people.
And you're the OSMcast, so you're bringing the awesome.
That's right. I am the awesome authority.
so you know.
I know what awesome should taste like. And Otakon tastes like awesome.
Okay, good night, everybody!
Good night!
Good night.
Narutaki's Detective Journal, Entry 108. It was a dark and stormy night. I took shelter at my favorite bean joint from the oppressive rain that blanketed Steam City like a straitjacket. It was a dive that smelled like a brewery, but it was home. Just as I tried to warm my frame with some piping hot liquid courage, he walked in the door. He was a knockout blonde with legs up to his neck. Just my type. But I could tell from the look in his gorgeous blue eyes that romance would have to wait. He had a case. It seemed that mecha anime was disappearing from his schedules left and right, and I might just be the only Seamus that could stop it from fading away forever.
Anime 3000 presents the Speakeasy podcast with Hisui and Narutaki, the internet's best and only alcohol-themed anime podcast. Sit down and let us pour you a drink once a month as we explore the deeper mysteries of anime and manga. We always have a seat free for you at the speakeasypodcast.com.